Yo, what's up? It's Carcino, the most hated. I don't know what's wrong with these people, man. For real. They hate folk. It don't even make sense to hate. It's like, dog, this time you want to hate now? your time, your time to hate was like 4, 5 years ago. Now it's too late. What you hating for? Don't make any sense to hate now. The party's over. Just hating. Blatant hating. Well, let's get down to the gist of it, ladies and gentlemen. Like they said before, my name is Carcino. And since my name is Carcino, there's been a lot of people wanting to know about hip-hop history. And you might be saying to yourself, well, what kind of hip-hop history are you talking? And I said, well, it's quite simple to me, but for the rest of the world who might want to know, it go a little something like that. Hip-hop. The 1, 2s and the don't stops. Let's get into that. Mobb Deep. Rest in peace to Prodigy. Rest in peace to Tupac Shakur. Now, most of these dudes were limited. Like their activities, the things they did in the world, people was limited. And the type of energy they was providing to the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Like that energy they had didn't make any sense. It was so crazy. The type of energy they was bringing to the rap. Mobb Deep was so impactful. Like people don't realize how impactful they were. They had a wave. They didn't even sell millions of records. Infamous went gold. And that was enough. They came out just rugged, raw, young, full of that energy of we just don't care. So when Pac had dropped Hit 'Em Up that summer and had everybody buzzing, before that even happened really, the thing with Big, Mobb Deep has stayed out of it. They really didn't get involved. They didn't say nothing. They chilled like, man, dude tripping. You know, that's how they looked at it. They ain't never dealt with Tupac or anything. Prodigy, here's a weird thing about P. P, to be a dope rapper, wordsmith himself, he never felt pop music like that. He just thought Tupac music was corny. He couldn't believe how people was jocking this dude. He was like, man, it's corny. He didn't like no Tupac records, really. Yeah, like, I didn't really like none of the dude records. Like, really, it was like some song he had that was like, alright, but like, I wasn't really feeling dude. And he couldn't understand why Nas was like all into him. Like, yo, this is my guy, Machiavelli, Tupac. He just couldn't believe it. Like, where this come from? Like, this dude's corny. You way iller than him. That's how Prodigy was looking at it. He was telling Nas, like, you iller than dude. What is you doing? Like, you like riding this dude to the end, and you way better. You light years better than him. I'm better than him. Like, P really felt he was a better artist than Tupac, better rapper. And he was kind of disappointed he didn't get that chance to go at Pac like that. But, like, again, like I told you, he's young. He's a better rapper than Tupac. Like, as far as lyrical, doing his thing with his craft, but Pac could put a hole in him. He can't match Pac's energy. Pac has so much energy, he would have gobbled them up. He would have outworked them. He would have tirelessly had about a 40 album track, double CD of destroying Mobb Deep. Havoc had never met him. Prodigy seen him before, hanging with Big. But Havoc ain't never met him. And was like, didn't know why this dude had even mentioned them in the first place. And they've been thrown into this whole situation. But he was looking like, as a business sense, like, it's going to help us sell some more records. So that's how that was going. Because everybody in New York, once Hit 'Em Up dropped, they was like F-Pot. It was a whole lot of people saying F-Pot. Because he made it a little bit more than just Big. So when Hit 'Em Up came out, Prodigy's like, I wasn't feeling that dude, no way. And Nas was feeling a certain kind of way because what he was saying about New York. Like, anybody from New York who want to get it can get it. So Prodigy was feeling this already there. Like, I don't like this dude's music. So for dude to start talking about my illness like he know me like that, like, he gonna really have to see, you know, what's what. Like, he wanted to crash. I don't think that would have been a good idea for him either. Like, they was moving, Pac was moving with a militant mentality, his issues, everything. Like, they was on it. Like, he was in the war mode at that time. So it wouldn't have been wise for them to mess with this dude who just came out of jail. But they young. They on they I don't give a F mentality. So when you young and got all that energy, unchecked aggression, it's just full speed ahead. Don't forget to hit the like button. If y'all new, subscribe to the page, please. Steve Rifkin was so excited. He rushed Drop a Gem out. They went right at Tupac. He was, oh man, this is finna be big. Because he's like, Tupac's a big artist. He just sold 5 million records. And then he just dissed Mobb Deep. And people on the West Coast are now like, who is Mobb Deep? You know, like, oh, they waiting to see who Mobb Deep is, but we finna show them on this album. So that became, like, that's went way above what it was supposed to be. Drop a Gem on him became the lead single for an album that had no singles. I'll tell you, Hell on Earth had no singles. No radio singles at all. That Drop a Gem on them. Because what they were going to do was make a song. They was like, man, we got to have to make a song, a radio song, or get one of the pop artists on there, somebody on it, you know, so that we could have a radio hit. Now, there was a lot of stuff going on at the time, and people was acting real flaky. But then, not as quite. You know, Tragedy was doing his New York, New York song. Mobb Deep was gonna get on that. Then, you know, Steve Rifkin is like, look, we need our first hit to be, you know, on a Mobb Deep album. You know, they need to feel it on a Mobb Deep album, so let's just save our stuff for Mobb Deep. So P took his verse off, and then, of course, you know, you hear his verse later on Live Nigga Rap. And Pac was listening to it, and that's when he was like, oh, so Nas is on it. That's why Machiavelli album is just basically Nas. Nas sold almost 3 million records. So he up there with Biggie now. So he's the next guy that can get it. If he didn't sell that many records, Pac wouldn't have probably even mentioned him. Probably would have mentioned it slightly, but not gave it that much attention. So it was like a, you know how they say a plate shift? Titanic plate shift? That's what that was. That was a plate shift from one side to another. Pac don't give a F if you feel him. I just felt like if he'd have spoke to Pac, like they'd have sat down and talked, he'd have knew like, okay, do this, whatever. And if you'd have put Prodigy on a song with Tupac, I guarantee you Tupac would have probably outshined him on that record. That's the type of rapper Tupac was. Like he said, I never claimed to be the greatest rapper, but I would say I'm one of the realest rappers out there. He real about it. But to say Tupac ain't, you know, you just ain't feeling his music and he don't make good music. Like I can't ride with that. I felt a lot of Tupac songs. Way before the Death Row Tupac. Everybody know, you know, they got Tupac they remember is All Eyes on Me, and that's it. You know, anything from that above, they might have heard Me Against the World, but shoot, they ain't heard of Tupacalypse Now and all those great classic songs he made, the features. I played I Gotta Get Mine, I Gotta Get Yours. They ain't know what the hell that was. Most of these so-called die-hard Pac fans didn't know about the music video. All these videos Pac was in, and they didn't even know. It's like, that's Tupac. I'm like, yeah, what video is this? I'm like, youngster, you don't really know Pac like you think you do. But luckily you got me. They don't realize until it's like way too late, but it's a big world out there. It's a huge world out there. There's so many different people that's in the game, not in the game, want to be in the game. They come up with all of these excuses. That's what gets me is the excuses. Oh man, shoot, man, I was back out in the day when Pac was doing anything in the West Coast. I had my mixtape. They was gonna sign me, but nah, bro, he wasn't gonna get signed. Stop the cap. They weren't checking for you. You wasn't about to get on. You wasn't this close. Just stop. I never saw this many people before actually try to, I would say, engineer themselves into a situation as much as I do now. You know, these people will engineer their way into someone's lives. They would engineer someone to come in and, to try to change the outlook of a situation. They'll say, oh, well, this is the direction we want to go in now because of X, Y, and Z. You're just like, that's strange. Everybody is thinking for self. And in that era, everybody was thinking about their crew. So when Tupac was doing his thing and making the music that he was making, he was thinking about the Outlaws, his crew, his clique, West Coast. And everybody became territorial. So the attitude was different. So Mobb Deep hit first. Like Drop a Gem on it came out and it was pushed. Like Loud Records, Steve Rifkin pushed that to all the radio stations on the West Coast. It was pushed to the East Coast. Heavy, Midwest. Then it was like, that was the end of August. Hit 'em Up came out in July. Like June, July. By August, they was earthquake in the block. Straight earthquake in the block with that song. So when they was pushing the record, everybody was jumping up and down like, yeah, we back, baby, East Coast back. Like they was heavy with it. It was burning up the radio stations up here, but at that time, everybody was Pac crazy. Tupac this, Tupac that. You couldn't get no penetration on nothing but Tupac crazy up here. So while everybody was Pac crazy and going Pac nuts, and all the girls was, Pac is sexy now. So Pac was the sexy figure and all this, and it was all about Snoop and Pac with the brothers. Big had the clubs. See, that's one thing Biggie never lost. He had the radio hits, so he had all the clubs, the nightclubs. So all the party songs, Big Papa, One More Chance, all that stuff is still in rotation. They wasn't playing Hit 'em Up in the clubs like that. So when it was all said and done, Pac gets shot. In September. This pushes Mobb Deep album release back about a month. So it came out with Foxy Brown out. So Foxy Brown, her second album, China Doll, came out the same time as Mobb Deep album. Now, drop a gem on him. On the night he got shot in the Midwest, people who are in hip hop thinking they don't know what's going on in the Midwest. Their first reaction is Mobb Deep shot Tupac. Man, they bragging about it. They told him on the song, man. On the song they was talking about, man, this is gonna happen, man. I told him, man. They say, man, you don't know, man, Mobb Deep travel about 40, 50 people deep, man. I told you, it ain't gonna be them two to get it done. It be them young wolves. Told you, man, you don't mess with Mobb Deep. Everybody was terrified of Mobb Deep at this time. Like, they had a reputation. Industry parties, people getting smacked up, everything. They were not Hollywood at all. So they had a reputation, and Tupac looked at them like they're a bunch of little punks. Like, bunch of little dudes. No way. I ain't never afraid of them. So when he first got shot, he was still alive. So everybody's thinking, for that whole week, all the conspiracy theories was coming out. And they was like, man, that dude probably linked with Mobb Deep. And I'm saying this is Midwest. They have no connection. There's no real internet at this time. The internet is out, but it's not like it is today, ladies and gentlemen. This was some real serious dial-up. Like, Mobb Deep Hell on Earth album is an enhanced CD. There's actually bonus stuff you can get on there if you put it on the internet. That was supposed to be the new technical logical wave. You put the Mobb Deep CD in the computer, and then it would like read the disc and start giving you updates and stuff. And it's a telephone call, like you call up Mobb Deep hotline, and it's like some extra bonus stuff on the disc. It was a great idea. They've advanced since then. But it was a great concept for its, technology for its time. An enhanced CD. So Mobb Deep had a few songs that was going at Tupac. They had to take those songs off the album, so that's why it was pushed back. They wanted to take those off. Drop a Gem on them didn't never mention Tupac's name, even though it was the Tupac disc, but now this is your lead single, so you can't really just, all they did was like, we gotta cut it, stop it, don't even play the song no more. Like, don't radio stations, stop. So now they gotta go to all the radio stations and have them stop playing Drop a Gem on. Like, okay, pull the record. So the Loud Records had lost a fortune. Just the average DJs, house DJs, party DJs playing that record because it's giving Bad Mobb Deep a bad look. So when everything was said and done, Mobb Deep was looking, suspicious the whole time. That whole week in the Midwest, as far as talk from people in hip hop, don't know what's going on with no Orlando cribs. They don't know nothing about the West Coast. Me, I know better. We know people that's out there. So when it happened, and some of our guys that's out there who I won't name was like, yo, it's funky out here right now. It's been funky. And it's finna get more crazy. Like, they was telling us throughout the entire week, gunfire, eruptions. Like, dog, I ain't been near the crib, man. I'm gonna have to stay away for 2 weeks. It's funky out here, man. Everybody getting lit up. So war going on. So I knew this didn't have anything to do with Mobb Deep. I'm trying to tell that to people here, and they trying to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Didn't you hear the song? Did you hear the song? I'm like, I heard the song, man. Heard the song. Had nothing to do with him or them. Period. Then Tupac passes away. And all Mobb Deep could say when they asked him, man, effed up end to an effed up situation. now our name is forever tainted. You know, like we just tainted into this because we never did anything to them, which was true. They never did nothing to Tupac. Tupac only was beefing with Mobb Deep because they had a problem and collided with the Dog Pound and all that stuff. Like they had a problem with Mobb Deep now. That's the only reason. And I mean the only reason. Now, let's get into this. Because I want to be very clear. In case I haven't been already. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. If you want to support the page, because somebody on the Cash App hit me up and actually brought this up in the message in the Cash App. So they want to ask about the drop a gem on. So y'all hearing this because somebody did that. So shouts out to them. And for y'all, my Cash App is in the banner. The Patreon's in the banner. Yeah, December is kicking off with the Michael Jackson. The Killing of Michael Jackson Part 1 comes off on December the 1st. Then it moves on from there. Yeah, we got the Rick James story. Yeah, so yeah, man, it's cool. I get to fold my clothes and talk to y'all about hip hop. That's what I'm talking about. Can't do nothing wrong with that. And bruh, you can ask anybody about all this information. They'll tell you it's 100. So he never really had a problem with Mobb Deep. And this is what really ticked Tupac off with Snoop when they weren't speaking before he passed. And he was mad at Snoop for him taking up for Big the way he did on the radio stations in New York. And he was like, man, you finna take up for them and I'm sitting over here battling Mobb Deep and all these people for you. Like, they ain't did nothing to me. But they dissed you, they dissed me. So I adopted that beef. And here you are piecing it up with Puffy now. Talking about they ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm riding with you on your trial. They ain't got nothing to do with me. But I'm supporting you and saying Snoop, being there for Snoop, in his trial. We, help getting him, building his name back up. And you ain't gonna stand with me? When I'm telling you I got something personal with these dudes? You just ain't gonna stand with me? Alright, cool. That's how he felt. It was no more love lost. Like, we ain't brothers no more. We'll do a song together, be business, but nah, you ain't somebody I think is real no more. Now, yeah, that's what happened to drop a gem on, bro. Well, the Outlaws ran into a lot of problems, man, because once Pac died, they was just out there. Because now they had, most of them had to come back to Jersey, and it wasn't a lot of pleasantries waiting for them when they came back to Jersey. You know, and it was like, it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? Some of them stayed out in Cali for a minute, and a lot of them didn't come out here, and they ran into a lot of problems. And then when Big died, it was so much rage. And you used to roll with Pac and Big gone because of this Pac thing. And y'all from New York, y'all traders. It was so much hateful energy and people hurt and doing all kind of things. And the outlaws start turning on each other, man. It's crazy. It's like that now. You know, it's like they probably wouldn't even be able to get together for a reunion thing. You know, it's sad how life pulled people in different directions. Yeah, I see Castro be doing this thing. You know, he try to do his thing like everybody else, man. Everybody's trying to keep their head above water. You know, because it's difficult out here. So you see everybody doing interviews, taking a little check they get here and there to tell their side of the stories and all that. They be like, I interviewed him. You know, just be all kind of goofiness going on now. Well, I'm not thirsty like that. You know, I've never been. I've started off doing my thing. And since I was doing my thing, other people wanted to try to interview me, only to try to, like, yeah, I'm going to interview him, right? And I'm gonna just set him up just so I could to make a name for myself, asking him some questions and come at him and tell him how he ain't real and this and that. And I'm like, bruh, I'm telling you this. I must know a little something about what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for far too long to be sitting around here just lying. And believe me, it's easy to sit around and lie. I'm gonna sit here and lie and put it out to the whole world, and people who were there and around, and everybody who know and was there can say, damn, dude know what he talking about. Oh well, nah, he right about that. But it is what it is. Man, it's crazy because I just found out one of the dudes that was up here who helped Pop from the shot. He just passed away. One of the vice lords um, from out west. He had helped Tupac out and was out there fighting. When some concert thing happened, he was right there with him. He had a picture with Pac. Pac took a picture with him and a couple of more brothers. This is back in '94 before the right around the Yummy Sandifer situation. So rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to Chicken. I don't know when he died. I just found out he had passed away uh, a little bit ago. So rest in peace to him. Yeah, I'm like, he almost accidentally, without even knowing me, almost got me and my head taken off. Wasn't his fault. It was the girl. She ain't told us nothing about it. Y'all heard it in the hood story. How she almost got our heads blown off. So Me, I like to stay clear away from people because it's a lot of it's most shiesty people out here now. It's crazy. I like back in those days. I was like, what the hell? People jumping out at the stop sign with missiles. And we like, whoa, what's going on there? We were lucky that they were in a talkative mood. They just wanted to punk somebody. They came up to the car with guns just to try to punk somebody. Like, yeah, we got it now. And I'm like, they thinking because we black and we were her that we the same people. And we weren't. We had no idea that they was even there. She ain't told us nothing. And then have us walk into some bull. I think that was the last time I seen her too. I'm like, look, you almost got me killed behind your bull. Oh no. We shall not have it. She was like, let me explain. So I just seen her recently though. It's been about 20 years. But that's a dangerous situation, man. You turn around, next thing you know, somebody up in missiles at your head. You're going to be like, what the is this about? Nah, man. He just wasn't really a Tupac fan like that. Like Prodigy wasn't. He was more of a cool. He was more of a G rap, kind of guy. And you could tell. Like I know a lot of East Coast dudes that really didn't like Tupac rap style. But to say he like never to go to the extreme that Prodigy went, you know, I knew some Midwest dudes who didn't like him. Like if they like Big, most of them dudes was like the steppers and the basketball players. Like they didn't really dig with the negative energy Tupac thing. They was like, man, I don't really feeling Tupac. They looked at him like a hater. They was like, man, I like Big, Biggie and all them. That's what's real. Man, this dude just jealous, man. He a hater. So it was a lot of dudes like that. So the Machiavelli album came out, they didn't even want to deal with Pop. There's a lot of people that didn't want to deal with him. And that was crazy to me. I was like, wow, I thought everybody would be. Yeah, it wasn't like that. So you gotta understand, this is way before social media and hip hop and hit 'em up was like the first like really hard negative record, like over the line. Before that was no Vaseline, but this was way over the line. So people was like taking it personal, like it affected them. Me, appreciate almost every record Pac made. I felt it. I don't know about y'all, but I felt it. Yeah, P didn't understand how Nas was like felt like that Pac was better than Big. Prodigy thought Biggie was light years better than Tupac. P never ever thought Biggie was like weaker than. Hell no. It wasn't even close. Like he got G Rap over Pac. He got everybody down there over Pac. And it was no hate on Pac. He just never felt his style. Like I just don't think this dude is nice like that. Oh yeah, P didn't like DMX. He didn't think DMX was nice. So it's just, people it is what it is. You like what you like. Pac and DMX was very successful in the rap game. And if you put Prodigy on a song with DMX, then Dog Man X, rest in peace to him too, would surprise you. That's all I'm going to say. So, thank you for the Cash App donation too, and thank y'all for y'all time. I appreciate the love and support. Everybody who hit the super chat, the Patreon, once again, did another great month. We've been knocking it out the park, keeping y'all full of information. We talked about opening banks. We talked about a lot of different things that they were doing in the system. So, what are we going to learn this month? Oh, you finna find out part 2 about the machines and why they really finna do it. Part 1 was just out to get your attention. Now you really finna, because you ain't even know this stuff was going on. That all the money that they talking about they don't got, and all this stuff that's going on right now, the food shortage right now, you got restaurants, they can't even give you lettuce no more. It's a shortage on lettuce. So, like a big field, man, they are doing everything they can to mess up the economy for a reason. But we'll get to that later. We getting into Patreon stuff now. So let me get up out of here. Love, peace.